Good evening and welcome to Smart Entrepreneurship Decoded on Transcontinental Times. Tonight I join you from a small town in Indonesia called Lampung. It's on the edge of Sumatra Island, a few hours away from Jakarta. We have met entrepreneurs from all walks of life, from all industries, and people who support these entrepreneurs from various ecosystems, accelerators, incubators, etc. In the show so far, we've had one entrepreneur from the real estate sector. But tonight, I bring you one of the most accomplished entrepreneurs from the sector, a man who says that even in his family, he's probably the first 10th pass, who studied civil engineering in a small town. And today, his company is one of the leading real estate developers in one of the fastest growing cities of India, which is Pune. Join me tonight in welcoming Mr. Ankush Asabe, the CMD of Venkatesh Buildcon. Welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening.
So nice to meet you. I think we should start because I often speak about the fact that there are certain stories that need to be told. Often in the media, we are, fed stories from the Western world of people who are billionaires there and their stories. And when I look at India, there are so many people like yourself who have such amazing, remarkable stories of accomplishment that they must be told because you are role models of the youth of today. So I would request you to tell us how you got into real estate and what got you to where you are today.
Sir, actually, after completing civil engineering, uh, that time in 90s, there was a government came with the zero budget scheme that government job was not there for civil engineers. Then there was the industry, only the private real estate industry was there. And then I came to Mumbai for job actually, and I started as working with a real estate developer in Mumbai, and so after some years I started as a contractor. Then I came to Pune in real estate for real estate, and since last 25 years I'm in Pune. After completing my initial 5 years in Mumbai, and as the last 20 years I'm working as a real estate developer. Initially some years I worked as a contractor, and now since year 2000 I'm in full-fledged working as a real estate developer from various part of the Pune.
So you have seen, the real estate sector and the Indian economy from a time when things were not as easy to do business as they are today.
Yes.
So, what were the early kind of challenges that you faced? Because today there is access to capital. Many people who have not seen that time think today is difficult. But I know you would have gone through much more difficult times. What were the challenges that time?
Sir, before globalization, I mean, when I completed my education in year 1989, I went to Mumbai, and after 93, started globalization, and some FDI came, and other industry also started flourishing. Initially, I must say that the rate of interest or finance was very difficult for real estate developers, and that time lot of developers was dependent on private finance. And but since 2000 or 2008 or mainly up to 2000, the way the bankers came across to help real estate sector, housing loan got cheaper, and thus government also helped a lot for housing and housing sector. And now it is finance is very easy, but that time it was very difficult. And mm, actually demand was also very less due to non-availability of the finance actually in the market for buyer also and for developer also. Now it is so easy. Uh, there is a lot of finance available from FDI, equity, and bankers, construction finance, everything. now we need to do good work, and now there is no issue of finance. I'm also telling a lot of young entrepreneurs that before 20-25 years it was very difficult. Now it is very easy. You should be focused on good work. There is plenty of finance, but plenty of money available in market. Lot of sources are there, and it is quite easy than uh,
True.
previous years.
So, the one of the things that the real estate industry struggles with is to establish credibility, right? Buyers are
Yes,
always suspicious. RERA has helped, but buyers are always suspicious. And yes, there have been some isolated cases which erodes that credibility. So, what do
yes.
you think, you have done right or others need to do to build
Actually, sir,
credibility and trust with the buyer?
Sir, RERA is not so difficult, or they are not demanding lot from real estate developer. It is as good as minimum passing mark. How we require 35 marks or 40 marks for any passing examination. It is like that. That minimum these precautions should developer take for the money what buyer have put in your name or your project, and that is the bare minimum thing. Actually not so stringent or not so strict, and developer should actually previous developer not taking due care of the fund, the booking amount, or they were he was doing lot of he was shifting fund from this project to other project, other land. He was, and that was the not due to that government came with this law, and now buyer is really thinking that he is safe and his money is safe custody, and government and some authorities there to look after. And now real estate buyer have got lot trust that this project will be completed, or otherwise at least his money won't go other than project.
Yeah,
And
because
but, but
your company has been there
uh,
before
but, but,
RERA.
but before RERA also I was there, and my, Sri Venkatesh Buildcon, the what RERA is proposed, what RERA has proposed, we are doing it since initial stages. I never siphoned the money from any project to other project. Every project I have completed before time, and mm, since last 20 years there is no single day delay in my any project possession date, and that if delay is not there, the track record is good, then nothing to worry actually, and buyer will uh, s-
Yeah. So
definitely trust the brand.
one of the trends that has caught on with more and more people being pushed into upper middle class and more people watching international series, traveling overseas, the demand on some of the quality and the finish has gone through the roof.
Yes,
And
right.
there's so much technology today. So, what does a real estate developer like her do to just stay
Actually,
up to date?
yes, I can say that buyer is so learned, so educated now. He knows each and everything, and he got lot of knowledge about real estate, how to buy, what is the project, what is the quality, what is the fitting, what is the finishes, everything he knows. And due to the exposure he got, due to the IT industry, he usually travels abroad on site and everything. He knows what amenities should be there, what is the useful amenities, what is the specification he should get. That now due to this exposure, buyer is demanding very matlab, means more and more amenities in the project. He looks for comfort, safety, amenities, everything he want from the that real estate project. And real estate developer also doing all the taking all the care for to cater this his requirement in for the real estate projects.
So,
It is as well, it is a demand from buyer, and that's why developer is proposing what buyer expects, and he is doing.
yeah.
Uh,
So, in the last 3 years with the pandemic, I mean, initially it was a huge shock, right? Everything came to a standstill, and that must have been difficult enough. But once things have kind of opened up, do you see a shift in the kind of residential units people are looking? Uh, are they looking for more space? Are they looking for
Yes.
offices at home? What does it look like now?
Now, actually, the before a pandemic, the sizes of the homes was very actually less size they are looking after. But now each and every person is looking for one room extra as a home office or working from home space, uh, study room for kids. The requirement of bigger sizes home is got up, and now uh, and the importance of his own house, the due to this pandemic, he understood, and now he's looking for a lot of millennium also thought that they were thinking that there is no need of own house, why to invest, why to take money, why to take loan. But now they also got to know that own house is the much needed thing, and now a lot of buyers are there, and across the whole India, the inventory, I think in average 2 years overhang inventory was there. It all went in second pandemic, and now it is the demand got up, and especially real estate projects, the residential project have
So,
huge demand.
yeah, since your company is mostly in Pune and around,
Yes,
what
sir.
does the outlook right now for the Pune real estate sector look like? What's the
So,
inventory like, and what does the next 2 3 years look like?
actually, sir, currently there is only 4 to 6 week, 6 quarters inventory overhang is there in Pune, and it is a very healthy inventory. And
That's not bad.
and what happened?
I said that is not bad. Many
Yeah,
other
that is
big
very
cities
good
have much
and
more
it is a
inventory.
healthy inventory. Well, actually,
Yeah,
buyers will also get the choice for good project, or otherwise, if there is not inventory, then he might fail to get good project or good inventory or good choices.
true.
It is a very healthy inventory, and due to increase in FSI, the possession date is also got late. That huge FSI, skyscrapers, and everything we are Pune is looking like that. In coming 5 6 years, there will be lot of skyscrapers will be in Pune. Lot of new technology will be coming in real estate. There is huge scope, and Pune's demand will grow and grow. It will be, I think, in next 2 3 years, more than 50% demand will increase in Pune market. Last
That's
six,
yeah,
5 6 years, it is in between 30 to 40,000 units per year. I think it will go up to 50,000 in 2 3 years.
yeah. When I see Pune, I'm reminded of how Bangalore grew at one time. A
Yes, sir.
city which had bungalows and was flat suddenly, started sprouting up. And when I travel to Pune, I see similar kind of thing happening in the outskirts and newer areas.
Sir, last year, Pune and Maharashtra Urban Development Department came with unified DC rules that FSI have gotten up. That to cater the increased FSI, developer have to go high rise. Otherwise, he can't utilize the FSI. Now, row says bungalow, twin bungalows. It won't happen in real estate of Pune.
True.
Whatever happened, it is over. But now everything is new making in Pune. Even in central Pune or old Pune, there is a lot of redevelopment projects going to happen, and all entire city will get makeover as a skyscraper only.
So, Mr. Ankush, globally we are seeing over the last 2 years a huge multifold increase in commodity prices, right?
Yes.
Steel, cement, almost every major input that you use has sometimes doubled, tripled, or more. How is the industry coping with it? I mean, and it's not easy to pass it on, right? Consumers also are affected by inflation.
Now, this is a very good question actually, and since overall pricing in 1 year, the cost of project is got up by around 45 to 50% is construction cost. It is around thousands or thousand odd square rupees square for per square feet is increase the cost of construction. And actually government should look, and actually buyer can't afford this increased cost, or and developer don't have that margin to cope up that increased cost. uh, that's why since last one quarter, what every real estate developer have increased their pricing. And actually last month, last actually 2 weeks, little bit still pricing is coming down. It was almost 2.5 times in 1 year. Now it is
Yeah,
just started coming down. But now I think it is impossible to come the previous 1 year price level. But now government have came with some excise duty cut, and petroleum cost is petrol and diesel prices have came down. That is this effect we occur to, that some level pricing will come down. And
but it's
now
quite tough, quite
there is
tough.
kind of that. Now what is happening is ultimately buyer is not ready to, or he won't get the for this price increased price. Now we have to look for uh, the land cost. Actually there is
Yeah,
only one cost that where we can save, or where we can look at the land cost. And the what's happening, sir, the way prices of homes or residential prices are going up, or real estate pricing is going up, the automatic land cost is going up. uh, Land cost should be but nobody is looking for the cost of construction. Actually there should be some way that government also have to come out some reduction in GST, or still
yeah,
there should be some reduction in the steel and cement, and other fittings cost pricing actually.
yeah. Because people buy a house, the price is fixed. Then you start constructing over the next 2 years, and all the input cost has gone up 40-45%. You have
And
to absorb it.
that is the very difficult to developer. That now, sir, your you told that the duration of 2 years. Not, it is not the duration of 2 years. Now it is, as we are construction skyscrapers, it is required minimum 3.5 years to complete the project. If we are selling the units or residential flats at the booking level, then cost is fixed. And in the cost of inflation, or that increase in the cost of construction, there is no scope to complete the project. So real estate developer also have to think that at what stage, how much he should sell. There should be some scope to cater that increased price. There should be some inventory to complete the cope up with the increased cost actually.
So, Mr. Ankush, let's shift track from the real estate and talk about entrepreneurship in general. You must be
Mhm.
being bombarded by entrepreneurs trying to pitch their ideas to you and
Yes.
have you fund them in some way or the other. When these young people come to you, what is it that you look for? What is it that you know you look for and think, okay, I want to talk to this guy further? Is there something you particularly look for?
I look behind how he focused he is, how serious about his own idea, how much he follows, whether how much hunger he have, or what is the fire in belly he have. If I'm not seeing that genuineness in his behavior, or in his attempt, then it is difficult to.
Now, I'm going to ask you a further question on that because this concept of um, fire in the belly, hard work, etc. Sometimes, at least for people from my generation, I find it lacking. Right, I find people are just casual. They expect funding to be a birthright. So, uh,
No, no, sir, no.
do you also come across that?
Not, sir. Now, younger generation is very much educated. They knows how much effort he have to take for funding, and they are ready. As I am also running one entrepreneur association. I have around 700 odd entrepreneurs in my association. I am the leading that association. I am seeing young second generation entrepreneurs are very keen in getting knowledge. They have lot of ideas, they have a lot of focus, they are doing lot of homework for that also. And it is very nice thing that
So
the
you made,
entrepreneurs is increasing in
yeah,
India.
you are right. You're absolutely right, and you made an interesting observation of how the young people are different. What is different in their approach versus what was there at your time?
Sir, that time actually the entrepreneur was not aware about his own capabilities or his own the what he can do, what is uh, knowledge or what resources they have in the market or surrounding him. Now the young generation, due to this technology, data, everything, they knows what is the pain point, where is the possibility, where is the opportunity, everything they know. That before 20, 25 years, 30 years, there was a lot of things was going to happen in gut feeling, not with data driven. Now there is a lot of data available. The right person can decode that data, and he can find what next opportunity is there and where he have to excel. It is a remarkable thing. Due to technology, there is a lot easier thing that how what or how and when and where he have to excel everything.
Very, very well said. One of the things that I notice about a lot of accomplished people like yourself is that when when normally people are young, in their 20s, they think if I get X amount of money, I will retire. If I become this or buy this car or reach this financial goal in life, I will retire. When I see people like yourselves, having gone way past what you yourself may have thought when you were young,
Yes, sir.
what keeps you going even now? Why not just say, I want to relax now and to take a different life? What keeps you motivated to go on every day at the same pace?
Sir, I actually now what I thought that last 20 25 years what I have did, and this is the time to experiment, utilize the what knowledge I have got or what experience I have, and this is the right time. And now we have to work smartly, very efficiently, and if we will stop here, then what is the use of last 20 25 30 hours of hard work? Now we have to uh, generate more revenue, generate more opportunities, generate or excel to what we are lacking or what we have thought. And if any entrepreneur will think that like Babu or at 60 I have to retire or at 58 I have to retire, then he's not entrepreneur actually. He, as a being entrepreneur, he have to work till last breath or last days, and it will keep him young actually. If he will stop or to think about the new ideas, new business, new technology, new things, then he himself will get think that I am now my life over or my everything I have finished. But due to this fire or due to this ability, he can work for longer time, and his huge experience will excel in his business actually.
And the other thing I noticed when I spoke to you pre-show is a lot of people, once they accomplish their financial goals and go beyond, and there's nothing wrong in doing so, they tend to diversify into many areas and try to go national, etc. You have remained focused on Pune and real estate. What is the reason behind that?
Sir, actually, what I think that real estate is a very local business. The, in every state, there is a lot of other different rules, regulations, and the issues of every city is different. There is a now what is happening that government also came with this uniform rules that any developer can at least work in other cities of Maharashtra. There is same rules, there is same FSI, everything is now same. Before that, it was city to city, city to any other city. There was different rule, different. and it was not easy to developer to cater or understand or implement multi level multi city projects. Now it is a little bit easy to up. Actually, buyer not happy. You look that a lot of south developers are working in south zone only. That they are working in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Trivandrum, Kochi, but no, they are not in so much in Pune or Bombay, and even Mumbai developer are not so doing or pan India. This even not developer DLF or everything they haven't succeeded in south zone. Yeah.
True,
What I
true.
thought that this is the local market or local business like that.
It is an important lesson for entrepreneurs,
Mm.
that you should remain focused, and it's better to be inch wide, mile deep than the other way around.
Yes,
Especially when in a country like India, most of our cities are larger than the countries, many of the countries.
yes, right.
People get excited and want to go national, etc., and spread themselves too thin. It's very, very good, valid advice. Speaking to you, I was listening in rapt attention because you have such disarming candor and such grounded humility. Your answers are so practical that I lost track of time. We are nearly through with time, so I'm going to ask you one final question and not take more of your time. If there was one thing that you wanted to change in the real estate sector over the next 3 to 5 years, what would it be?
Uh, there are plenty of things that I'm not think about one thing that I, still real estate developer need uh, better financial resources, and developer should understand his own business. He should understand his own finances, and he should understand or he how to change himself only, and only he himself can do. Otherwise, government or any machinery can't change the things.
True. True. In this business, getting the finance and managing the cash is such a critical part that you need really, really for it to be transparent and for it to be done really well. Mr. Ankush Asabe, it has been absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for your time and for graciously answering some of my very, very odd questions. But our viewers will definitely learn a lot from your very, very practical wisdom. Thank you
Uh,
very much. Good night and all the best.
thank you, Nalin. Thanks a lot. Thanks, time, transcontinental times, and thanks the viewers.
Thank you and good night.